So the question for this week is a pretty simple one, but it's pretty unique, something I've never really asked before, and it took me some time to look it up and get an answer for it. But the question is, how does a popular manga get to be a popular anime? So, in order for a manga to become a anime, it has to be able to do one very simple thing, and that is it has to be able to sell. It has to not only be able to sell itself as a DVD product, but it has to be able to sell merchandising. And to get to that point, of course, certain things have to happen. One of the first things that happens is that, first of all, you have to create the actual manga, and make something that's really, really popular and that everybody wants, and that you can get investors and sponsors involved in. Case in point, let's take a look here at Ghost in the Shell. I don't know if you can see that. Let me go in a little bit closer here. Alright, see that? It says Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Committee. What that committee is actually the group of sponsors and investors who stand to make money off of this project. These are people that either invest their money, or maybe they have a product that's going to appear in the commercials that come along with the actual anime, which is kind of interesting because while all shows sell their own ad space, apparently, from what I found out, in Japan, they actually make sure that the product is somehow incorporated into the actual anime and manga. So they actually put it in there somehow. So it's all roped together in one big corporate package. Now, sometimes the drawback to this, even though the upside is that you can get a lot of money to get your project done. The downside is that everyone has a say in what you do. Basically how the anime represents the manga, where they can decide who is going to be the voice actors or actresses. And from one source that I read, from Anime Reviews Online, I think it was called, one of their bloggers said even they can even determine who is going to do the dubs, if you can believe that. So a committee, while very, very advantageous financially, can cause a particular anime to take a long time to go from Japan to here, because obviously the market here in America is a lot different than it is in Japan. Not everybody in not everybody in America watches anime as much as people in Japan do, so they have to take that into consideration. That's why it took, I think it took like almost 3 years for Cowboy Bebop to get over here. And even then, we actually saw one more additional episode than the Japanese saw, believe it or not. How this ties into how the merchandising, just to give you an example, the world famous Gundam anime, the original Gundam anime that spawned off so many different other ones. Obviously this is not a Gundam, this is Fooly Cooly. Anyway, actually the anime did not come from a manga. The anime came from a toy robot, and they decided that in order to sell the robot, they might as well make a short series about the robot that is a cartoon that it would hit the demographics. Well, as you can tell, all these decades later, Gundam is still something to watch, and I can tell you, people still buy that ridiculous 18-inch tall robot, or mecha, and so it's pretty hardcore stuff. Anyway, so what you have to have for a manga to become an anime. First of all, the manga has to be good. It has to have a good plot line. It has to have a lot of support. It has to have a big fan base support. Think about Naruto. If that was crap, that would never become the anime that it was. So then once there's a fan base for it that people can readily identify, then you go in search of sponsors and people who will invest in your product. You group them together, you form a committee, and that's kind of the ruling body of the anime. And once the go-ahead is given by the committee to create the anime, and they sign off on the appropriate needs and wants of every individual, then the anime gets created and then it gets distributed. So pretty interesting stuff. Hope you enjoyed watching what I have up here. I have Cowboy Bebop, had Full Metal Alchemist, Fully Cooley, and Ghost in the Shell at the beginning. And I believe that this is going to be the last week that I'm going to do a video. I'm going to go back to the regular schedule of every other week, so you won't see one next week, you'll see one week after that. And let me know if you like this video format, or if you want me to go to the regular blog format. Okay, also side notes, Satoshi Kon, who recently passed away, the Enoch Pratt Library here in Baltimore, is going to show Tokyo Godfathers. Now, Otakon, www.otakon.com, has put up a little special plea for people to help out his family, buy his products, send in donations, etc., so forth and so on. If you want to show your solidarity, please come to the Pratt Library. I'll put a link down below and in the side notes. And if you want to see a free movie, it's a good thing to do. Okay, until next time, have a good one.